and welcome. I'm Laura Sabini, founder of Full of Kindness. I teach mindfulness to children and teens and their adults. In this video, I'd like to share with you part of the brain and the neuroscience behind mindfulness. So here's a photo first to show you what we're going to talk about. The amygdala, which is on both sides of your brain, just kind of behind your ears, and the prefrontal cortex. But for this, I'm just going to show you with one hand, and you can take one hand with you, and you can actually do this with your kids as well. So place one hand in front of you just like I'm doing, and you're gonna place your thumb inside and then cover it with your other fingers. And here is a handy model of the brain. And this idea comes from Daniel Siegel. Hi, Daniel. I'm just simplifying his own model. But so here is like a handy model of the brain. It kind of looks like our brain, knowing that what's behind the knuckle here is the place behind our forehead, and our arm can just be the spine, the spinal cord. All right, so if we open our hand again, what's in the middle, your thumb, is the amygdala. And we actually have two amygdalas, one behind the ears, one on the left, one on the right. Okay? The amygdala is amazing. Its goal is to keep us alive. Amazing. If we didn't have the amygdala, we would probably be dead a long time ago. Okay? If you think about people behind us thousands of years ago, if they didn't have an amygdala, they wouldn't have this system to protect them from real danger like tigers or lions and any wildlife out there. So the amygdala, its role is to keep us alive. And what happens is when there's a real danger around us, the amygdala turns on. Amazing. Okay? So if there's a tiger chasing us, for example, the amygdala turns on, and literally the amygdala is gonna send more strength to our legs so that we can run faster and hopefully survive. Okay? The problem is that the amygdala turns on. When the amygdala turns on, the rest of the brain turns off. And the part that we are interested in is the prefrontal cortex. So if you place one hand behind your forehead, that's the prefrontal cortex. It's huge. Its goal is all the cognitive thinking. And for kids, what do they do at school all day? They're learning. And learning is happening in the prefrontal cortex. So we really need our prefrontal cortex to work all day long for kids. But a lot of the time, not like, hopefully there's no tigers around you. I'm in Vancouver, Canada, so there can be some bears not too far, although not in the city, at least not yet. So we're pretty safe. But unfortunately, the amygdala doesn't make a difference between a real danger, like a tiger chasing you, and a perceived danger, like, oh no, I'm gonna be late at school. Okay? So, but going back to what the amygdala does, is here to keep us alive. And when there is a danger, the rest of the brain doesn't work. So the prefrontal cortex doesn't work properly, and then our kids cannot learn, we can't either. And the other part is the hippocampus. And again, we have two hippocampus, two behind the ears, one on the left and one on the right. The hippocampus is mainly its main function is memory. Although there's new studies that show that memory is happening kind of all around the brain, but let's just make it a bit simpler here. Is the hippocampus centers on both sides of our ears. So again, when there's a danger, the amygdala turns on and the rest turns off, because the priority is our survival, right? If there's a tiger chasing us, we need to survive before we can do anything else, before we can learn anything from the prefrontal cortex, and then we need to remember it. All right? So this is one reason why we need to find techniques to calm the amygdala when there's no real danger. Because going to work and being late, or going to school and being late, that's not a real danger. It's a perceived danger. And we can maybe do better next time to have a strategy to be on time so that we don't have any stressor. But when we have this stress of being late, for example, the amygdala turns on. So our kids might be stressed for so many reasons. In the morning, they arrive at school, they have lots of stress, and the amygdala is on and the rest of the brain is not working properly, like the prefrontal cortex and the amygdala. So then they can't learn if they can't remember. So we need to find strategies to calm the amygdala and tell the amygdala, hey, I'm actually safe right now. This is not a real danger. I hope this was informative and I hope you learned something. This is the easiest way I found to explain one part of the science behind mindfulness and our brain. So thank you for watching. Have a good day and take care. Bye.